Hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about how to set a highlight cover without having to put it in your Insta story. So you're going to say, what? That sounds so easy. That's always been there. Well, it always hasn't been there. And the reason that I'm doing this video to cover this is because often people just don't remember what the platform can actually do. Instagram is making changes and upgrades on a regular basis. And really, even me that works with it every single day, find it hard to sometimes keep up with what their changes have been. So I'm going to just start creating little wee videos on some of these little shortcuts that we have so we can always go back and refer to them. So this is the first one. And the reason I started doing this is I have a client right now. It's time for her to take a look at her highlights. She's started doing all her posts, doing a great Instagram captions, long versions. She's doing great hashtags, great images, and she's really starting to see some traction. And now what we want is really to get her highlights up and at it, because highlights is a great opportunity for a business to show exactly who they are and create more engagement. So the highlights, just to give you a little caption on highlights, and the reason you would do them, it takes your Insta stories and saves them. Well, you actually have to decide to save them into highlights. But so stories last only 24 minutes. This is your opportunity to create a story, but to have it live forever. And so you want to create this highlight. So you would create a story, you save it in a highlight, and then all of a sudden you go, oh my gosh, that cover looks crazy. Nobody even knows what it doesn't look good. It doesn't look, what is it? And the whole idea about highlights is to be able to give more information to people out there that are following you or going on your profile page to be able to understand what your business is and to create more engagement. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to go over step by step. It's not difficult, but it's just something to be able to refer back to on exactly how to set a lovely cover for your highlights. So let me share my screen. Here we go. So how to set a highlight cover without sharing it in your Insta story. When they first did it, like I said, it really, with the changes, we used to have to always have that cover in your highlights in your story. Now you don't, and there's a way of editing it. And that's what I'm going to show you today, is just how to do that. The reason that you would do this, sure that you represent your company well. And you want to give information to people that are looking on your profile page, just more information that shows and reflects what your company is about, who you are, and to increase engagement, right? The highlights last forever unless you go and take them off. The highlights just give you an idea. You probably know what they are already, but those are those little circles that you find on a profile page. Now, here's one that I had that's a podcast, and I've already updated this, but I'm going to show you how to do it today. In the simple steps, there's only 5 steps, actually. I think maybe 4 or 5 at the most. So here we go. Go to your profile page and tap on highlight on one of your highlights that you've already created. Then at the very bottom of the page, you'll see 3 little dots. Just tap on those 3 dots. And then another page is going to come up and it says edit highlight. You betcha. Tap on highlight. Another page, and in this case, it's a podcast. But let's say I decided to change all those images on my highlights. I would just do edit cover. Now, when you edit a cover, you have a couple of choices. You can either grab it from your own camera roll, which is that icon right there, or you can actually scroll to the right and you'll see everything that's in that highlight. And you might want to decide to use one of those as your cover. My suggestion is that the cover should be nice and clean and very obvious. You also want to make sure that there's a title in it that exemplifies what is part of that highlight. The other thing is these highlights give you an opportunity, like I said, to really have a better understanding of what your company is, or people to have a better understanding. So if you're a service company, You might want to look at testimonials. You might want to look at what your services, say my services are. You might want to say some testimonials. You might say, here's what we've done in the media. What you're trying to prove to people is, number one, is you're a nice person. You're very approachable, because that's what Instagram is, and that's why you should be on Instagram. And the other thing is that they can just get to know you a little bit better and have some more fun with it. And that information stays there all the time, so they can go and refer back to it. So that is how simple it is to make those little covers really pretty. I'm just going to go back to the very beginning here. And you can see those are those little circles and highlights. You want to just make sure that, they look decent, they look professional, polished, looks like you know what you're doing, and you're there to give more information to people that are going on your profile page. So that's it. It's short, sweet. That's how you do it. Bye, everyone.